I consider him big picture.
His leadership style is really obvious. He's looking for ways to let all of his really talented, experienced crewmates own parts of the mission.
Over his career, Wiseman has spent over 165 days in space. In the office, he was the chief astronaut, which is a very tough job. More on the personal side, or he's just a great guy.
I grew up in a small town north of Baltimore, Maryland, known as Cockeysville or Hunt Valley. The first time I remember being interested in space, I was in elementary school. I was always into cars and trains and planes, and I distinctly remember before the first space shuttle flight, I think I was 5 years old, the 747 flew over with a shuttle on the back. I distinctly remember being on a hill near a mall with my mom and dad watching that thing fly over in awe. I was a tiny kid. I graduated high school pretty young, and so I was small. I tried all the standard little kid sports. I tried soccer, I tried baseball. Those just did not fit with me. While I was at school, I decided that I wanted to be a Navy pilot. I joined the Navy in college through this thing called ROTC, and then when I graduated from college, that was my road into the Navy. Once I had that test pilot school block met, I knew that I had all the pieces to be an astronaut. I applied once, I got my rejection letter. It's still hanging up at home. I looked at it last night. I thought it was hand-signed. It wasn't hand-signed. And then in 2009, I applied again for my second time and luckily snuck into an interview round, and then I knew it was all up to me, and the dream was going to be set by me right there.
So are you enjoying your training?
Oh, it's awesome so far. Absolutely fantastic. Way better than I'd imagined. Getting to accomplish a dream, getting to go out and seize that, you have to sometimes look back and just congratulate yourself. Just take a minute and say, man, you did the thing that you set out to do. What would I tell 8 or 9-year-old Reed? Hey, stay the course. You're doing great. Have some confidence, because I definitely didn't have a lot of confidence as a kid. So go out and have fun and try to do good every day.
While we're looking at everybody, if you'll find the lens, just go look at the lens, everybody.
I want to thank God for this amazing opportunity, because Artemis 2 is more than a mission to the moon and back. It is the next step on the journey that gets humanity to Mars.
Victor Glover, he's a lieutenant commander of the United States Navy. He has more than 2,000 hours of flight time. He has his bachelor's degree in engineering, his master's in flight test engineering. He was a United States test pilot where he flew F-18s. He came to us from Washington, D.C., where he was serving as the United States Navy Legislative Fellow in the United States Senate.
My name is Victor Glover. I'm a NASA astronaut, naval aviator, and a former test pilot. The back of my baseball card, the most important things would be right at the top. It'd be a husband and father to 4 beautiful daughters. And then, being able to dabble in the aerospace industry, fly jets off of a carrier, help design and to operate spacecraft. Those would be down there in the small print somewhere.
Victor, he is the philosopher, I would say. He's the one that I've had the most conversations about what makes effective training.
When I think of Victor, I think of a supercomputer. And I mean that very sincerely. He is so intelligent, and he is thinking about the mission. He's thinking about solutions, and working with the teams, it's just fun to watch.
Victor Glover, he is my classmate. We were both chosen in 2013 to become astronauts. He is my astro brother. He is incredibly talented, and I am basically in awe of him at all times.
Victor Glover, he has become a mentor of mine. I love working with him. It is not a relationship that peaks and then drops off. This relationship is always increasing. I'm learning more about him every single day, and we're working better together every single day.
I grew up in Southern California. Being from a socio-economically disadvantaged background, not having a lot of money, it definitely created a challenge. But in all of that, my support and love from my mother and my father was always clear. That always shone through. I played outside. I would come home with rocks and wood chips, but also like bugs in my pocket. Just this idea to kind of go beyond and know what's next and see what's beyond it's just kind of always been there. Sometimes it wound up with me getting bumps and bruises. I took the rain fly off my tent, tied it to my belt loops, and jumped off my grandparents' roof to see if I could make a parachute. As a child, seeing a shuttle launch on television, really, it captivated me. There are points through my childhood and young adulthood that feeling was always there. When I was in college, I was 20 years old. I decided I wanted to join the Navy. And when I told my dad I wanted to join the Navy, I told him I wanted to be a Navy SEAL. And he said, okay, you might enjoy that. But with an engineering degree from Cal Poly and being a pilot, you might be able to go on and become an astronaut. My dad made a suggestion that changed the arc of my life. Literally changed the trajectory of my life.
When NASA announced the astronaut piloting its Artemis 2 mission, Victor Glover Sr. was watching.
Obviously, I had tears in my eyes. I was wiping the tears away. Deep down inside, you knew, he's going to be a part of something special.
Being able to go to space is just, I think, a sign of the willingness, the work ethic, and the adventure, and the opportunity, the timing coming together. So many people have poured into my life that, if anything, I'm actually reflecting from so many sources. And again, I am blessed. I've been blessed.
Look at this picture. Oh, you were in space camp.
I was.
How old were you? Do you remember?
Probably middle school.
And look at you now.
She has a bachelor's science degree in electrical engineering from North Carolina State University, a bachelor's in physics, and a master's in electrical engineering. She's also done some interesting expeditionary work, so please welcome Christina.
Christina Cook, one of our mission specialists, a great person, just a great personality, easygoing, very detailed, and task-oriented.
She is the person that makes sure that everyone walks away from some training with the right understanding. She speaks up and asks the question, and then usually the whole room is like, yeah, I had that question too.
Christina, she brings a science mind to these activities. I'm so excited that she has the chance to go to the moon and help lead the science as a whole.
First, she's just a great person. And then second, she is really outgoing, outdoorsy human being. So she is always off doing something that I wish I was off doing.
Her background as an explorer and someone that just, lives to explore and loves life and adventure. Space, she's a natural.
Well, I was born in Michigan, family of farmers, and I ended up growing up in North Carolina. My particular family moved there, and both places were just incredibly important in terms of forming my values and who I am. I would describe that little girl as someone that loved to be a part of everything. My dad and I were always working in the shed. We called it shed heaven. He was always teaching me how to fix things, how to make things. For me, the moments of exploration as a child were ubiquitous. I was always exploring, whether it was on the farm, going around on the trails, under the trees, climbing the trees, or in my own backyard. The idea of celestial bodies, the moon, the stars, what all that meant, seeing the Milky Way. These were things that really drew me in. I myself was inspired by the Earthrise photo taken on Apollo 8. I had it on my bedroom wall as a kid. And the idea that we can take a picture of all of humanity at once, that will be a big moment.
Christina Cook, your record holder. She is out, thumbs up, and a huge smile.
She returns to Earth as a record holder, the single longest stay in space by a woman.
What advice would you give to a girl my age who wanted to become an astronaut when they grow up?
You know, I did have those conversations where small kids were surprised that I was an astronaut because, quote, I wasn't a guy, I wasn't a man. And for me, that sort of set the bit that it was important to demonstrate by representation that anything is possible for anyone who has a passion and who's willing to work hard to achieve that dream. To see that tide changing and to recognize that we can affect that change by the decisions we make to go by all and for all is really inspiring for me.
A Canadian is going to the moon. That makes me smile when I say that.
I know Canadians could not be more proud. Proud to have for the first time a Canadian astronaut who will travel to deep space as part of the Artemis II mission.
I'm Colonel Jeremy Hansen, an astronaut with the Canadian Space Agency.
Jeremy